Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar this afternoon. We're so glad that you could join us. We're here with Holly Reebok. She is the National Director of Sales for Caring.com, and she's here to share with you today how Caring can help you make your RAL home the best. So get your notepad out, get rid of all the distractions. She's going to share this awesome presentation with us, and if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the question box, and we'll have a little Q&A at the end of the presentation. So I won't take up any more time, and Holly, you can go ahead and start for the presentation.
Great, thank you so much. Happy to be here. I did attend the RAL National Convention in Phoenix, and that was a great time. So thank you for having me. I'm going to be presenting on the cost of empty beds and how online leads can help fill yours. So before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about Caring.com. We have a really long history of success helping seniors and their caregivers find senior living and care options. We were founded in 2007 and with a social mission in mind. We do rank #1 in search engine rankings for senior living. We do have an extensive directory, over 80,000 listings for senior living and care options, which is huge. And Caring.com is ranked #1 when it comes to senior living reviews. We're very proud of that. We have over 350,000 reviews listed on our site. And we have a wonderful team of family advisors, and they're our senior care experts. So a little bit about me. My name is Holly Reebok. I am the National Sales Director for our Senior Living Partnerships here at Caring. I have been in the senior living industry for over 20 years. I won't give exact numbers. I've been in sales manager positions, CCRC director positions, and then most recently for about 5 years in a regional leadership roles for sales and marketing. So my previous experience has helped me in my role here at Caring, so I can discuss how the partnership helped and benefited my teams when I worked directly in the senior living industry. So we're going to cover what empty beds are costing you today, understanding the online consumer, marketing cost comparisons, we're going to touch on that, and then key ways to improve performance. And at the end, we will have some time for questions. So why is your empty bed your most expensive bed? So let's talk about the impact of a higher occupancy rate. You're already paying for your care home, right? You're paying a mortgage or you've paid up the investment. The income from your additional occupancy will drive profits straight to your bottom line. So that profit can be reinvested back into your care home and into your caregivers as well. So let's take a little bit closer look at that. I want you to stop for a second and just ask yourself these questions. What is your average cost for room and care? And then how long has your bed been empty? 1, 2, 3 beds. How long have those been empty? So on average, let's say your cost of care, room, board is about $3,000. And one of your beds has been empty for 8 months. That's $24,000 in missed revenue. So I would say that's a pretty expensive empty bed. So a subscription partnership with Caring.com is a fraction of that. Actually, it's 10% or even less. So first, we're going to look at who's actually searching for senior living and care options on Caring.com and break that down a little. So 30% are searching for themselves. 35% are searching for their parent, so we all know the adult child. And 5% are searching for their spouse. 25% are searching for a relative, a friend, or a neighbor. And if we break that down, the seniors that are searching for themselves are less urgent, and they're more curious about options, what's out there. They're converting at 36% below the average move-in rate. So definitely not an urgent need. Adult children are the ones with the urgency. They're more pressed for time, they're looking at all their options, and they convert at 30% higher move-in rate. So if someone's searching for their spouse, they're looking for care in the future unless there is an urgent need that pushes the rate up. But they are converting around 5% above the average move-in rate. So no surprise, the adult children want to search for the best options and want to move mom or dad in quickly. So when I say they're searching, what are they searching for? The actual terms. About 60% of online consumers don't even know what to search for. They don't know the difference between independent. They don't know the difference between assisted. So they do a very generic term at first. So if I was to search for my mom, let's say, and she needed memory care, my basic search would be memory care options near me. And what we see in this slide, the highlighted sections in orange are actually caring assets. So when I search for memory care near me, 4 out of the top 6 organic results are caring assets. So I'm most likely to click on one of caring sites. Same thing. Now I'm looking for my dad in Jacksonville, Florida. So I type in a very generic search term. And what Google gives me is 6 options, and the top 6 for our caring assets. So let's discuss a few different marketing strategies and see how they compare. So to break it down, professional referrals, so hospitals, care managers, things like that, are little to no cost, however, very time intensive. I know that when my teams would go out and build those relationships, it would take time. It was very rare that the next day they would receive a referral. So you have to build those relationships, and it's mainly word of mouth. Online marketing, if we take a look at that, it requires you to pay an agency or staff to manage. It does take months to optimize and gain visibility. And the budget you spend can definitely fluctuate month over month. And that depends on click volume, ads, and things like that. So offline marketing, they're like local sponsorships, mailers, direct mail pieces. They also involve agency cost or your staff's time to set that up, plus the cost of materials, mailing lists, like I said, direct mail postcards, and you have to work on and plan those out. So a lot of effort is put into that. And your budget may vary, most likely it will, depending month to month and depending on that project. So all of that compared to partnering with Caring, you can begin to receive online referrals for a small monthly fee, little to no time and investment from your team, and your brand receives immediate traffic because Caring receives millions of views. And the cost, that's consistent because we let you know the price up front. So what are some best practices to apply to your online leads? So we're going to go through some practical steps that will help you fill your empty beds. We're going to cover what an enhanced listing on caring.com looks like, talk about reviews and the importance of them, and then best practices to turn your leads into new residents. Well, partnering with Caring is a vital way to improve your performance. So when you partner with us, you receive an enhanced listing. I don't know if you've had a chance, but I would go ahead and search your care home on caring.com and see what your listing looks like. And what does it look like when it's enhanced? So first of all, you are able to add multiple lifestyle photos. We all know pictures speak volumes. When I say adding photos, I mean professional photos. There's many times that you can go on a site such as hotels.com or even VRBO, Airbnb, and it could be a fabulous rental property or hotel, but if those pictures aren't professional, they could scare you away. So make sure that your photos are professional. Include extensive descriptions. List your amenities. This is where you brag and showcase your care home. And then, of course, cost and payment options. You want to search and you want to have people search within their budget. And then, of course, the best part, no competitor ads are on an enhanced listing page. So the next way, and a very important way to improve your care home's performance, is to focus on your reviews. If you haven't done so already, search and look at your reviews. So you can see, according to this slide, 71% of adults over the age of 55 read online reviews of local businesses. 52% won't even use a business with fewer than a 4-star rating. And they read an average of 7 reviews before doing business. Well, I can give you a personal example. It's about my dad. He's 73, and I'm an only child, his only daughter, and I'll say, hey, Dad, let's go try this restaurant, or I tried this restaurant. I heard it was great. And he'll say, well, what are the reviews? Let me look it up. Same with the movies. So if he is so into reviews about food in a movie, imagine when it comes time for him to search for assisted living. I cannot overstate this, the importance of reviews. They impact your lead conversion. So when we look at listings with 16 or more reviews, compare those with listings with only 1 to 2 reviews, we see 3 times more leads per listing, 4 times more tours scheduled, and 5 times more move-in volume. So that's a significant and important increase. And caring.com gives you the support to boost your online reviews. You can engage with your reviewers with a free Review Us at Caring handout. You'll receive instant alerts when a review is posted so you can respond. And then you'll have access to a call-in line, which is great for people that maybe aren't as tech savvy. So they're able to call in and leave you a great review. And then we have a coveted award. It's called the Caring Stars Award. So care homes and communities that achieve a high bar of review criteria can win this award. So in 2020 and 2021, Caring Stars winners averaged 2 times more inquiries and 3 times more move-ins. So hopefully we see some of you receive that award next year. So we've covered ways to drive potential residents to contact your care home. So what happens when they do? Do you have a sales process in place? One of the ways, a very important way, is the speed to lead. So if you're not calling that lead immediately, someone else is. And possibly by the time, if you waited a week, they could have already moved somewhere else. If you're not available, we all know that we can't be available 24/7. Make sure to put a backup plan in place for when you aren't available. Is there someone on your team that you can train to answer those calls? Just make sure someone is speaking to them. If you can't actually speak to them, have an automated message, maybe put some video content in there. So let them know that you'll get back to them as soon as possible, and this will have you stand out against your competition. I love this one. So of course, listening is the most important part of the selling process. Without taking the time to listen, how would you even know how to be a solution and to provide value? I'd like to share just a couple of examples from personal experience from myself and my teams. So let's say Mr. Smith adores his cat. That's his baby. His biggest fear when you talk to him is he will not be able to bring Max with him. And you happen to accept small animals. That's a tiny cat. When Mr. Smith arrives, you welcome him and you sit down to talk to him, and you have a little bag of cat treats and maybe a cat toy. So how welcoming and how happy would Mr. Smith be to feel that he's been heard? Another example would be, say you're on the phone with Patty. She's looking for a place for her mom, Dorothy. Well, she mentions in conversation Dorothy loves ice cream. So when Patty and Dorothy come, make sure you have a couple of scoops of ice cream for them. And these connections don't have to cost a lot of money. They're just simple ways to show that you're listening. And then we're going to talk about creating that urgency through your next steps. And these steps don't have to be huge leaps. Not everyone is going to call you, make that initial call and say, all right, I'm moving in tomorrow. We'd all like that, but it usually doesn't happen. So of course you want to start with a tour. Nowadays, some people can't get into tour, or maybe they are hesitant. If they can't actually get in or want to tour right now, make an option for them to have a virtual tour. Walk around with your phone or iPad and show off your beautiful care home. And then of course, schedule a follow-up call for the next day. A lot of times they're there, they're in the moment, they're nervous, they're emotional, and they don't even think about what questions they want. If you say, do you have another question? Well, no, they probably don't, because they're taking it all in. So schedule a follow-up call so you're able to answer any questions that they may have. And when I say call, it could be also a text or email. And then a next step could be maybe you send an article. Maybe you know Joe is diabetic but loves his treats and loves sweet treats. So send him an article on the top 10 sugar-free desserts. Something just to keep in touch and let them know that you're thinking of them. And then finally, of course, schedule a nurse assessment to discover their care needs. Now, I want to circle back with that one. Maybe you haven't had much success to get them in for a tour. A lot of times when you mention, hey, would you like to meet with our nurse? A lot of times they'll come in for that before they'll even come in for a tour. So just be creative in those steps. And this is one of my favorites. So you want to impress your potential residents by making that connection. And we talked about a few when they're visiting us, but let's talk about a few other intentional follow-ups. So Miss McCall loved your care home and loved your homemade cookies. So she tried them during her tour. Well, why not deliver a tray to her home with a little personal note? And Mr. Ben told you on his tour that he loves bird watching. He's going to miss his feathered friends if he moves somewhere. So take a quick picture, have a bird feeder, or maybe you have a bird feeder outside, take a picture of it through his would-be window and let him know he can still watch his birds out there. So again, this will make your care home stand out. Usually they're visiting 3 or 4 communities or care homes before they're making a decision. So you want to leave a great impression and show that you care. And this is for any sales, truly, especially senior living, don't give up. A lot of times you make a call, make 2 calls, send an email, and you hear nothing. And someone will say, well, I never heard from them, and put that lead to the side. You don't know what they're going through. They could have had a fall. They could be in rehab now. Daughter Patty could be so busy running around that she doesn't have time to call. So don't give up. It takes several reach outs, email, text, calls, before you can even have your initial conversation. And then finally, keep a clean pipeline of your leads. So whether you use a CRM, you use an Excel spreadsheet, or good old pen and paper, whatever you do, whatever works for you, make sure you know what stage your leads are in. So a partnership with Caring provides you with the support you need to convert your leads into residents. You'll receive continued follow-up via phone or email from our family advisors, which is huge. You'll also have access to our sales and marketing webinars and our partner blogs. We also have an expert Rolodex where you can have the opportunity to be interviewed. So in summary, we covered how to leverage online referrals to boost your occupancy. We compared several different marketing channels and what makes sense for your team. And finally, we talked about steps that you can take to accelerate your online marketing with Caring in order to fill those empty beds. And I have one more slide to share that I know you will enjoy. So exciting news for RAL members. You can currently save 30% on your subscription costs through November 30th. Our normal rate, which we talked about working marketing into your budget, our normal rate is $249 a month. And for RAL members, currently that's $165 a month. So that's a huge savings. You can visit this link and we can share that with you, or you can simply email sales@caring.com and one of our account executives will reach out. And right now we have some time for some questions. I don't see any questions coming through.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
muted. Okay,
oh,
so
it's
we have
okay.
one about the membership. Sorry, Holly, I didn't realize
Okay,
I was
that's
muted. Thanks, Matt. He was like, messaged me. He's like, you're muted. Okay, for the membership, can you just restate the cost for the
Sure.
subscription?
Let me go back. So it's 160 currently. It's normally 249 a month, but currently it's 165 a month.
Okay, currently it's 165 a month. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was our only one so far. So like I said when I was on mute, if you guys have any other questions, just type them in really quick. And Holly, do you have like an email or a contact info that I can put in the chat to everybody if they like think of
Sure.
one?
Sure.
Okay.
If they wanna reach out to an account executive, it would be sales@caring.com.
Okay.
And then if they have a specific question for me, my email is hreebach@caring.com.
Awesome. I'll put that in the chat. And then we got another question that came
Okay.
through. You mentioned free review handouts.
Yes. Basically, it would be collateral for you to send out to your residents and saying, share a review on caring.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay,
That's
let
part of
me,
the partnership.
okay, cool. And then let me, for everybody here, sales@caring.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's that email. And then if you want specific questions for Holly, I will send her email in the chat right now. hreebach@caring.com, is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. So that's in the chat for everybody. And then I did get a couple more questions. Will that price change?
Once you sign it, so the price for the discounted price goes through November 30th, and then that once you're locked in, you're locked in. It's an evergreen contract.
Okay,
They
got
want
it.
to wait until December 1st to decide.
Right. Okay, and then I have one from Jerry, and
Okay.
he said, how do you get them? And I'm not sure if he's talking about the handouts or because, oh yes, the handouts, because he
Go ahead.
mentioned, yeah.
So is Jerry a partner yet? Does it say?
I
Because
don't know.
what I can do is have our reviews team reach out. So if Jerry, you want to email me, and then I can have our reviews team reach out to you.
Perfect. He said yes. Sorry,
Okay.
my box was not
Okay.
loading. Okay, awesome. All right, we've got another question. Is the price per home or overall price per owner?
Per home, per care home.
Per care home. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Another one is how early should we start marketing for an upcoming property? Property is still under renovations.
We need to have a license in order to, the basic listing, I don't know if it's already on there, you said renovation. So if it's not open, we do have to have a license in place in order to start sending referrals.
Okay.
Well, that's another great question though. And if you have something like that though, I would suggest you reach out to Sales at Caring and work with our account executives. And the licensing is different state by state, so I shouldn't just say that's across the board. So I would reach out and then the account executive can at least provide you with more information on a full partnership. And that way you know exactly when you can start marketing. I say as soon as you can, you want to have that, you want to have a wait list. That's the goal.
Right. Yeah. So I guess like the sooner the better.
Exactly.
All right. And I think that's, oh wait, got another one. It's from Matthew. He
Okay.
asked that question. He said, it is a new facility still under construction, no current license as of now.
So I would suggest you reach out to either myself or the Sales at Caring, and then we can talk you through that individually. We have many people that reach out to us that are just in the beginning stages.
Cool. Okay, any other questions, you guys? I think I got to all of them so far. But like I said, I put that information in the chat for you guys, and you will also get a recording of this webinar in your inbox tomorrow morning. So if you want to rewatch it, get more information, and have any more questions, just feel free to reach out to Holly and her team, and they'll be more than happy to help you. And do you want to say anything else, Holly, before we finish up here?
I think that's it. I'm just excited to be here, and please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you think of more questions when we're done, just shoot me an email.
Awesome. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.